So in this video I'm going to talk about what are rainbow gatherings. The first rainbow gathering that I went to was in 1993, summer of 1993, and it was a regional rainbow gathering. There are different sort of categories of rainbow gatherings. The first rainbow gathering was in 1972, coincidentally the year I was born, in Colorado, and then they have continued since then. And the most basic or the regular rainbow gathering is the United States National Rainbow Gathering that happens every summer around the 4th of July. The 4th of July is kind of the peak day, so it happens from end of June until mid-July every summer, somewhere around the continental United States. So my first rainbow gathering was a regional gathering. It was in Oregon, and so it was a smaller gathering of people more in the Oregon area as opposed to all around the United States. But of course anyone can come from anywhere around the world to any of these. So it was probably maybe, 500 to 1,000 people or so. The larger national United States gatherings are the largest ones, and they can be 20, 30, 40,000 people. Anyone who's heard about Burning Man, there's a little bit of a similarity, but there are also big differences. So it's not just Burning Man in the woods, but they are free-form festivals. One of the important aspects of them is that they are completely free, but they are based on donations by people that show up. So you don't get a ticket beforehand or anything. You just find out where they're happening. Welcomehome.org is one of the main rainbow gathering websites, but you can find out about them, at bulletin boards at health food stores, other websites online. There's lots of different resources. You just got to find out where they're happening, get the directions, and then you just show up. They are basically a communal experiment, so there's no designated leaders. Anyone can come into a position of responsibility and authority just by showing up and saying, hey, I'm going to do this job, or here's this suggestion on how we should do things. There is a sort of basic system of how they operate that's quite fluid, but it is a consensus-based system as far as certain decisions. But obviously you can't get 20,000 people to agree on anything. Really the most important consensus circle meeting would be at the end of the main National Rainbow Gathering. Then there's a decision made as to where the next one is going to be. The general region, not a specific location, but the general region. So at the end of the United States Rainbow Gathering, then anyone who wants to participate joins in a circle, and they pass a feather around, or it might be a stick or something that designates you are the speaker, and everyone just gives their opinions on where they think it should be and why. And you have to come to consensus, which means everybody must agree, okay, we're going to have it in this location. The thing is that it happens towards the end of the gathering. There's not quite as many people around, and not everybody shows up. So most likely it's just like a few dozen people. But still, this can go on for several days. It isn't a 10-minute thing of all right, we figured it out nice and quick. Here we go. Other than that, then most of the different things that happen are just you just take charge and you do it. There are different kitchens scattered all throughout the woods. People just set them up. It could be a little mini group of people who are friends who have done it before. They set up a kitchen and then start serving food. And they would probably bring some supplies themselves, but then also they would be provided supplies through the donations that come through. How the donations work is that every evening there is a communal meal dinner in a meadow. So the rainbow gathering site would be set up somewhere where there's a nice big large meadow that everyone can gather. And so everyone joins in a circle, and then a hat is passed around. It's called the magic hat, and it would be passed around the circle, and people put in donations as they choose. 50 cents, a buck, $5, nothing if you don't have anything. It's just, completely donation based on what you can afford. And so that brings in money to get basic supplies. And it's very cheap to do because they happen on national forest land in the United States, so it's free. People can gather for free on national forest for 2 weeks. And there's too many people around for the Forest Service to monitor how long has this person been there, because lots of people stay for longer than that, 5 or 6 weeks. The people that show up at the beginning and then leave at the very tail end of the gathering. So the gatherings have now since spread worldwide. There's the main United States National Gathering. There are the different little regional gatherings that happen in different places around the United States, and then there are gatherings that happen in different countries around the world. There's a world gathering that is specifically putting the word out there for anyone around the world to come to. But again, anyone can show up to any of these gatherings anywhere around the world. There's a Europe gathering. There would be, different countries have their own regular gatherings, so they're a worldwide phenomenon now. And as far as what happens at them, all kinds of stuff. Lots of music. It would be acoustic, unless somebody happened to bring some kind of a battery thing to plug in to play an electric guitar. But there's no vast network of electricity provided. So people sitting around campfires, playing guitar and drums. There's always a big bonfire drum circle that will carry on all through the night. There's different healing activities, yoga classes, meditation courses, massage, Reiki, sweat lodges. And one of the fun things about them is that different people set up different camps and kitchens all throughout the woods. So here I am in the woods here. I could easily imagine that there could be a rainbow gathering here, except that it's a little too close to town. That the little town of Jasper, Canada is just 20 minutes away. The rainbow gatherings are further away from town, no roads around you. Park the cars in one area, and then you would hike a trail to get in. So it's not a tailgate party where you're sitting around on your vehicle blasting your music on your stereo system. It's meant to be, separate from civilization. So people set up these kitchens all throughout the woods, and then you can just go hiking along through the woods and find a little trail, or maybe there'd be a sign saying such and such a kitchen. Just show up there, and if they happen to be serving something, maybe they have tea, maybe they're making pizza, or granola or whatever, then it's all free, and maybe they'd have a little donation box if you want to chuck a buck in there. It's completely communal in terms of anyone can hang out at any camp, and anyone who's offering food, other than if it's your own personal, you're sitting in your tent eating your peanut butter and crackers that you brought or whatever. There's no obligation to share your stuff. But so that's a little bit of information on what the rainbow gatherings are about. There's a lot to them. There's a lot of different things going on, so that just gives you a little taste. So thanks a lot for watching. Take care.